Mondays to Fridays, 3:30 to 4:30 p.m. in the newsroom. You can't afford to miss it.
What is the full meaning of DNA?
Hey, will you say I did not teach you all this?
Deoxyribonucleic acid.
Instead of you studying, you were in the class.
Okay, deoxyribonucleic acid.
What's the full meaning of DNA?
Deoxyribonucleic acid.
You are technically correct.
What's the full meaning of DNA?
Nigerian drug.
For what?
What's the full meaning of DNA?
Deoxyribonucleic acid.
You are technically correct. The best kind of correct.
Nucleic acid.
Jesus Christ.
What's the full meaning of DNA?
Oh no! Hey!
Who was the first Nigerian?
I'm a novice. That one when you talk before, talk again. You see?
Huh?
What?
I can't remember it.
The boy is stupid.
Who is the first Nigerian woman to drive a car? Who was the first woman to drive a car?
Kuti.
Shut up your mouth.
Who was the first Nigerian woman to drive a car?
I don't know.
May the Lord deliver you in Jesus' name.
Who was the first woman to drive a car?
Mommy fell down.
Who colonized Nigeria?
No idea.
I'ma give you one big dirty slap.
Frederick Love.
Jesus is Lord!
Who colonized Nigeria?
We.
Who colonized Nigeria?
Mado.
I'm going to discipline you so that I become disciplined. You get me?
I thought I wish.
No idea.
I'ma give you one big dirty slap.
Frederick Love.
Jesus is Lord!
Who Who colonized Nigeria?
We.
Who colonized Nigeria?
Mado.
I'm going to discipline you so that you become disciplined. You get me?
Attends, non, oui. I don't understand that pitch.
Translate. We don't know. Atol na wish.
Atol na wish.
Translate this to English. Atol na wish.
Jesus! What have I done to deserve all this bullshit right here?
Translate to English. Atol na wish. Na wish.
Patakwira.
Lying.
Mondays to Fridays, 3:30 to 4:30 p.m. in the newsroom. You can't afford to miss it.
Good afternoon and welcome to yet another edition of this program in the newsroom. We are sorry we are starting a little bit behind schedule. It is as a result of a circumstance that is beyond our control. And you get to understand better in the course of this program. My name is Abiodun Olalere. We are prepared as usual to take you through another 3 topical issues. The first one, General Abdulsalami Abubakar, you know him, former Nigerian military head of state, who handed over to a democratic government in 1999, has said this year's general election may not be the best as a result of monetization of the process. General Abubakar, retired, is also the head of the National Peace Committee, that a body that is interested in ensuring peaceful transition from one government to another. And our second topic, the federal government has allotted all online platforms operating in Nigeria of a new code of practice to guide their operations in the country. Code of practice, code of conduct. We get to know in the course of the program. And lastly, on the program today, Nigeria's Consumer Protection Network has blamed the frequent system collapse on the transmission company of Nigeria, TCN, saying TCN has failed to get its priority rights. These are the issues we are taking a look at, and with me on the program today is Usman Abdulatif. You are welcome, Abdulatif.
It's nice to be here. Good afternoon to our viewers at home.
Usman Abdulatif was a Punch correspondent and now a lecturer of mass communication at the Federal Polytechnic Head. You are welcome once again.
Thank you very much.
Now, let's look at this statement credited to the former head of state, General Abdulsalami Abubakar. Do you agree with him that next year election may not be the best?
Thank you very much. Once again, it's my pleasure to be here. I think General Abdulsalami Abubakar is a well-respected elder statesman. Respected in the sense that he's not one of the elders that are used to going to the media every now and then or saying things. Ever since he left power in 1999, when he handed over to democratically elected President Obasanjo, he has assumed this status of a well-respected elder, seeking peace and all that. That was what made him the chairman of National Peace Committee, always talking about peace and harmony, transition, and all that. So whenever he says something about democracy, he's a man that we would not like to take his comment lightly. So, and I think he's right on point, because if you look at the trend of our electioneering process, we've been improving in all other areas, but it seems the issue of monetization has, with what we've seen in previous years, and then now some months back, where many political parties are having their primaries, it has been there, but it is becoming more alarming and it's becoming more dangerous the way our political parties go about it. So, and if he's coming from that angle, I think there is no way you see, the issue of money is general when it comes to campaign all over the world. But the problem with our own system is that the spending is not regulated by anybody, and in that process, money hijack the process and the highest bidder get to be elected, not the best of among those that are coming to rule us. So I think General Salami Abubakar is right, and then it is an issue that calls for concern if we really want to grow our democracy, if we really want to move away from this system that has been introduced, which is very, very endangering to our system of governance and democracy at large.
Now, he's also worried that delegates, as we have had it in the last few months or weeks, during the presidential primaries of the two major political parties, that delegates had been elevated, that their status had been elevated over the welfare of ordinary Nigeria.
I think he's right, and everyone is concerned about what happened during the few weeks or months. But like I actually said in my introduction, I think it is a new dimension to our political system that we don't really know. Nobody can say for now that this is how to solve this particular problem, because if you look at it, I mean, it is not as if this monetization thing is done openly. It is not as if you line up, you'll be snapped, or you'll be video where you are collecting it. In fact, nobody can say this is the place and this is the time, which it is all speculation. And since it is speculation, we cannot really say, okay, it is happening. It is just alleged. We are just hearing that it is happening, but we know that it is happening, but nobody can be able to say.
You mean nobody is sure it's happening?
No,
we've seen an individual who came up with about 30 million naira
and was sharing it. The point I'm trying to make is that it was not being made. Those payments were not made official. It was not made in the public, and anybody can just deny it. That, see, I didn't give Mr. A money and I didn't give Mr. B money. But what we are saying in essence is that even if we want to solve that problem, it's a problem that will defy all logical solution, because it has to do with money, and it has to do, and you see, delegates can be given incentives. It is not bad. But the moment you turn delegate, like you said, you turn delegate to something else, and then you now see them as a merchandise to be obtained, to be bought by all means, and the highest bidder will now get to do their biddings. If somebody will say, okay, I'll give you $10,000, then the other person will come and say $15,000. And it's not only in the presidential election, it's happened almost all the strata of our election, down to the local government system where we have a state assembly election. Most of the delegates were paid every sum of amount. I think if we really want to look at those issues, they are not issues that legislation or what do you call it, sanctioning or anything can solve.
Why some people believe that it is not an issue that could be solved, at least at the immediate, because those that are involved are those that are so influential in Nigeria.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, because it has to do with, and if you look at it, the delegates sees, they see themselves as this is the only chance for them to be to hit part of the national cake. Most of these aspirants, most of these candidates are nowhere to be found when it is not election time. In fact, I know people who, if not for that being a delegate, in the last 4 or 5 years that they've been in that party, they've gained little or nothing from whoever that is there. So they now see it, and it is very dangerous to electioneering process. And if you look at it now, there is no way our political system will continue sinking into the dungeon of godfathers, because it is godfathers that will provide. If I want to contest now, I don't have millions to share, but a godfather can say, okay, Usman, come, I want to sponsor you. Okay, how much do you need? Okay, I have 200 delegates. I want to give them 1 million. That's 200 million. If that godfather hand that money over to me, I become indebted to him, and I have to do his biddings when I get power. So it means if we are solving all of these issues, electoral act, we are amending it, we are doing those beautiful things, and this one that is more moral, more dangerous, and more calamitous, and we don't have anything to do about it, I think. And it is even laughable that the AEFC went to the venue of that of the PDP, and we even saw them on the venue of that of APC, and they didn't make any arrest, and we heard that dollars ranged there, and everybody went to
someone alleged that they also collected their own too, so they can't arrest.
Yeah, you can imagine. So everybody is just there to collect his or our own share and then move on. And I think that we should look for, it calls for concern, and we should look for a way to bring it down, to a reasonable amount. In the US now, they have a way, or in other advanced nations, they have a way whereby they set a limit. Not that you cannot spend for election, not that you cannot spend for campaigns, but they set a limit, and they have their own mechanism of monitoring those limits. If you are above it, they know how to.
Okay. So if it is acceptable that the convention of at least the two major political parties now, the PDP and the APC, that their conventions were monetized, and someone is saying, Abubakar, now that it will affect the